What if I told you a trader who ends the day with a loss could be more successful than a trader who just made $1,000? It sounds crazy, right? Most traders think the P and L in their account is the only scoreboard that matters, but they are dangerously wrong. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why a losing trader who follows their rules is actually on the fast track to consistency, while a profitable trader who breaks them is headed for disaster. Stick around because getting this one concept is what separates the pros from the gamblers. Let's be honest, we get into trading for the money. We see those charts spiking, we imagine the life of financial freedom, and that number in our profit and loss column becomes our report card. A green day feels like a huge win, a shot of dopamine that tells us we're a genius who's cracked the code. A red day feels like a personal failure, a direct hit to our intelligence that makes us question everything. I remember my early days all too well. I was obsessed with the outcome of every single trade. I'd find a good setup, and the second it went my way, I'd get greedy, nudging my profit target further and further out, convinced it was going to the moon. Sometimes it actually worked, and that unjustified win was the absolute worst thing that could have happened. It rewarded my bad behavior. It taught me that breaking my own rules could get me a bigger payday. On the flip side, when a trade went against me, I'd start dragging my stop loss down. Oh, it's just a little pullback, I'd tell myself. It'll turn around. I was trading on pure hope, not a plan. This cycle of greed and fear eventually led to the day every undisciplined trader faces, the catastrophic loss, the kind that wipes out weeks or even months of hard work in a single afternoon. My story isn't unique. Brokers and studies consistently report that a huge majority of retail traders fail, with many figures suggesting 70% to 80% lose money over time. But here's the kicker. They don't fail because their strategies are bad. They fail because of a lack of discipline. They fail because their emotions are in the driver's seat, making impulsive decisions based on the short-term thrill of a win or the panic of a loss. My rock bottom forced me to face a hard truth. I wasn't a professional. I was a gambler, pulling the lever on a slot machine and praying for a jackpot. The real turning point for me was when I finally understood the casino analogy. Think about it. A casino doesn't win on every single hand of blackjack or every spin of the roulette wheel. In fact, it loses millions of times a day, but does the owner panic when someone hits a jackpot? Of course not. Why? Because the casino isn't focused on the outcome of any single event. It's focused on one thing and one thing only, flawlessly executing its statistical edge. The casino knows that over thousands of hands and spins, its small, built-in advantage will mathematically guarantee its profitability. It operates on the law of large numbers. The house always wins because it has a proven process and follows it with unshakable discipline. That was my aha moment. I realized my job as a trader wasn't to predict the future or win every trade. My job was to be the casino. My job was to build a trading plan with a positive edge and then execute that plan flawlessly, over and over, without getting emotionally attached to the result of any single trade. I realized success wasn't the profit, success was the process. This brings us to the core idea. We have to completely redefine what a win and a loss mean in trading. Your P&L is a liar. It gives you a false sense of confidence when you get lucky and crushes your spirit when you're just seeing the normal, expected probabilities of your system play out. So, here's the new scoreboard. It's not measured in dollars, it's measured in discipline. From now on, a winning trade is not one that makes money. A winning trade is one where you followed your plan to the letter, regardless of the outcome. A losing trade is not one that loses money. A losing trade is one where you broke even a single rule. If your plan says you risk 1% to make 3% and you take a perfect trade, but you get scared and close it early for a tiny profit, that is a failure. You broke your rules. You let fear call the shots. That little green number in your account is a lie that reinforces a habit that will destroy you. Now, imagine the opposite. You take a trade that meets all your criteria. You set your stop loss and profit target according to your plan. The trade turns against you and hits your stop for a 1% loss. You feel the sting, but you don't interfere. You accept it and move on. That, my friend, is a massive success. It's a justified loss. You acted like a professional in the face of uncertainty. You reinforced the very habit that builds a career. This isn't just fluffy mindset talk. It's backed by cold, hard math. The metric that truly matters for a professional trader is called expectancy. Expectancy tells you what you can expect to make or lose on average for every single trade you take. The formula looks like this. Your win rate times your average win minus your loss rate times your average loss. Let's use an example. Imagine your strategy only wins 40% of the time. That means you lose 60% of the time. A new trader would hear that and think the system is broken. But let's look at the numbers. Your rules are strict. Your average win is $600 and your average loss is only $150. Let's calculate the expectancy. 0.4 times $600 minus 0.6 times $150, that's $240 minus $90, which gives you a positive expectancy of $150 per trade. This means that even though you lose more often than you win, your system is designed to be highly profitable over the long run. On average, every time you execute a trade, your edge is worth $150. But here's the catch, that positive expectancy only works if you have the discipline to follow your rules on every single trade. The moment you let a loser run past your $150 stop, or you cut a winner short of its $600 potential, you are destroying the math of your own system. You are invalidating your edge. This is why a trader who breaks the rules for a lucky win is actually failing. They're tearing down the very foundation of their long-term profitability. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we make the switch from chasing profits to focusing on process? First, create a commitment contract. I'm serious. Physically write down your trading rules on paper. Your entries, your exits, your risk management, like only risking 1% of your account per trade. Sign it, tape it to your monitor. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a contract you make with your future self. Second, your journal is your judge. The most important part of your trading journal is not your P&L. It's a simple checkbox. Did I follow my rules 100%? Yes or no? This is your new scoreboard. At the end of the week, you aren't aiming for a dollar amount. You're aiming for a 100% yes rate. Third, take the 20 trade challenge. I want you to commit to your next 20 trades with the single goal of perfect execution. Forget the money. Your mission is to get 20 yes checkmarks in a row. If you do this, you have to celebrate that win more than you would any monetary gain, because you're building the bedrock skill of professional trading. Finally, detach from the money. Start thinking of yourself as a scientist running an experiment. You are just gathering data on your system's edge. Your only job is to execute the experiment flawlessly. The results, the profits, are simply a byproduct of good science. The path to becoming a consistently profitable trader is a paradox. You have to stop chasing profits to finally earn them. Real success isn't found in the wild, unpredictable outcome of a single trade. It's found in the boring, repetitive, and unwavering discipline to follow your plan. The trader who loses $100 but followed every rule is building a fortress of discipline that will serve them for a lifetime. The trader who makes $1,000 by breaking their rules is just practicing the exact habits that will lead to their eventual ruin. So, I'm asking you to change your definition of success. Stop asking, did I make money today? And start asking, did I follow my plan today? Chase discipline, not dollars, because when you perfect the process, the profits will have no choice but to follow. If this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because in the next video, we're going to break down how to build a rock-solid trading plan from scratch. And before you go, leave a comment below and tell me, what's the one rule you struggle with the most? Let's start a conversation and help each other become the disciplined traders we're meant to be.